Hi everyone, I'm Scott and welcome to another episode of The Unlikely Beak. So we're back in the bee yard, and if you remember the last time we were here, we had to do kind of what I call emergency walkaway splits. So we purchased a queen and we installed the queen in that colony with a push cage. We came back, they had tunneled around the push cage and had freed the queen, but unfortunately, they still did not accept that queen, and she ended up gone. So in one last ditch attempt, we used additional queen cells that they drew out again, and we made these splits. So we split, we literally just took the top box off of that and we moved it over here into the corner. And then I had this nuke box with me, so we created a nuke. And then the last time we were here, I discovered two queens in one box. The one queen that we left here in this corner split, well, when we were releasing her from the queen cage, she flew off. So that's the first time that I have ever had a queen fly off on me. It happens all the time, and I've seen plenty of other beekeepers both doing videos about it as well as talking about it on Facebook groups, but it's never happened to me before. So it has now. I've experienced that very unfortunate situation for the first time. So I was able to locate a queen at a nearby apiary. I was able to go purchase that queen and bring that queen here and install her into that colony in a normal standard queen cage. I'm back now, it's about a week and a half later. I'm back now to basically check on the queens to see what's happening with the queens. So I know that's a lot of talking, a lot of introduction to what we're doing here today. So I'll stop talking now. I'll be getting all my stuff set up down there. We'll break into those colonies and hopefully we'll find queens. I'll be right back. So the first thing we're going to do is get into this corner split. That has the queen we went ahead and picked up. She was in a traditional cage with a candy cork on the end. So I'm sure by now that they have released her. We're going to get in there and just she's already marked, so we're not going to have to find her and mark her, but we're going to get in there and see if they've got some eggs. Just want to make sure that they're queen right and that they've accepted that queen, and I can remove that cage. So of course the population in this colony, in this split, is really small. I mean, it is going to be generally in most splits. You can see here, we really only have bees on about 3 frames, maybe 4, which is pretty typical for a split. So the original colony, which I guess is kind of also a split now, it has more bees, but that's just because whenever you do splits, all the foragers are going to fly back to the original colony anyway. Of course, I think all this capped brood is from before. Oh yeah, lots of eggs on this frame. But a lot of space down here in the lower corner, and there's no eggs in there. So they haven't torn down this queen cell either, what was left of this queen cell. So I'm going to tear it down now. Okay, so she's out. Looks like they've accepted her. She's laying eggs for sure. So we're just going to close this colony back up. Let's bring you over here. We'll take a look at the nuke here. Big question in here is, did they accept that queen we gave them? So this entire frame is empty, and if there was a queen in here, she could be laying up a storm on both sides of this frame. and there's nothing. Maybe give them a frame of eggs and see if they raise a queen on their own. Wait a minute, stop the presses. We have eggs. There we go. But interesting, very interesting. So we're gonna try to catch her and mark her. Okay, so she was out on the outside of that cage. So I put it down on this frame real quick. And now I'm looking around for her. So I do not think she's back on the original frame that she was on, because I still had that in my hand. No, there she is, walking around on the side, down in there. Let's see if we can get her. Now don't do that, go back in there. Wow. Okay, so I can't show you any of this, but wow, we almost had an absolute tragedy. She went out the entrance and was walking up on the outside of the front of that hive box. That is not a good thing by any means. If you can see her or not, I'm just gonna leave her in here until that ink dries. Then we'll release her back into the box. But before I do that, I'm actually going to switch this box out into a 10 frame deep, and I've checkered these frames so that they can start drawing some of those out to offer additional space, although at least 2 of these frames that are already drawn out have a decent amount of space on them for her to start laying. So as you can see, the foragers are all coming back and they're not finding their colony, but we'll be putting it back here in a moment. And although the entrance will look a little different, they'll figure it out pretty quickly. So yeah, see, they've already figured it out, more or less. They're already going right in. So of course all the bees are up here trying to attend to the queen. And just like that, she walked out and went right down in. Now, interesting enough, the queen that I had here in the little 5 frame nuke box, which we've now transferred to a 10 frame deep, the queen that I found in that box the last time I was here, that I wasn't sure which side of the emergence process she was on, I marked that queen. And the queen I just found in there was not marked. So either that queen never made it back, they didn't accept her and they killed her, or they picked that paint off of her, the green paint. I hear that they do that sometimes. I've never seen them do that though. So I'm thinking that's probably not what happened. So anyway, so the last thing I'm gonna do here is I'm going to check the honey super on the original Hive 1, the Rockstar colony. I'm gonna check the honey super. There were a couple of frames in there last time I was here that kind of needed finished off. We're gonna see if they've done that. Either way, we're probably taking it with us today. And then of course we're going to check it for a queen as well to make sure that they are queen right. They're the last of the 3 splits that we need to confirm has a queen. Wow. So unfortunately, we did not find a queen or any eggs, any evidence at all of being queen right in our original Hive 1 or our Rockstar colony. Very unfortunate. So yeah, guess 2 out of 3 for right now isn't bad. And I think there's still an opportunity to save the original colony if we don't find evidence of a queen in about another week or so. We can, we can come back with a queen. Boy, it's really been a long, strange odyssey in the bee yard this year. And it's not even over yet. Okay, enough talking. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you next time.